If you do not like the world of art and teaching art, this article might shift you away from, I don't want to teach art, I don't know why I'm reading art. But it actually is a really good article which deals with new teachers and the way they view curriculum. So I understand it's an art teacher perspective, but I really liked it, so you might want to look at it. Very short article, very easy to read, and it also gives you some of those qualitative in-person interviews. The article is Student Teachers Tell Their Stories of Curriculum Development, and this is from three professors and what they're doing. So as we look at the article, we see that three professors who they were writing stories about the way they supervised students. That's why it says teacher supervisor in a public university. When a student teacher goes out, there's usually a supervising teacher. We call them university supervisors, and they went out and witnessed it. Curriculum and novice teachers. It says when evaluating a teacher candidate's curriculum design, I assess the candidate's ability, and then they give 4 points. Knowledge of a student's background, content lessons, extend student learning. But it also says I emphasize that effective curriculum in visual art is relevant to students' lives and engages them in critical and creative thinking. Art lessons designed simply to teach a skill or apply elements and principles no longer suffice. This is definitely true in all areas because with the advent of YouTube and multimedia, students definitely get kind of tired of the old cut and dry, just let's have a lesson like this. Students want to be stimulated. Now, as you progress in college, the stimulation comes from having to take classes and get a degree. In high school, you really need more stimulation. Research shows that generally novice teachers, including art educators, plan simplistic instructional experiences that lack interconnectedness and rely on published curricular materials. Then the article continues on and it gives you some real good examples. The one thing I really liked was this paragraph right here from Katie. And it says that I did not make artwork dealing with conceptions of place for several months. However, early one morning while eating breakfast by my favorite window spot, my thoughts drifted to online directions such as MapQuest and GPS. I realized that although this exact spot had GPS coordinates, there was also distance between its scientific locations. Meaning, the reason I put this on here was it shows that teaching goes beyond the classroom. Teachers will sometimes be out at home at night and they're thinking about how can they better their curriculum. This bridges into what's called time management and being able to manage your own time. And this is kind of a real world example I want to give you is you're going to see some teachers who are out there who bring large amounts of work home with them. Now this cannot be avoided. You're going to have to do something at home. However, you're definitely going to need to find some time for yourself. Have a moment at night where you say, I'm not going to grade any papers. For example, if you have 100 essays, 100 students, 100 essays, and each essay takes 1 minute to grade, that's going to be 100 minutes. That's close to 2 hours of your time that you're going to be away from your family sitting there grading papers. I knew a lot of students who carry a large amounts of work home with them. It's unavoidable at times. However, you also need to find yourself points where you can pull away from that. And the reason I say that is this person is eating a bowl of Cheerios on a weekday morning thinking about curriculum development. That's good. That's a good thing. But that's going to hurt them if they're grading papers. You need some time to just enjoy with your family and you'll get a great idea about curriculum. Simple as that. So if you're grading papers and grading essays and trying to get all these scores in, A, B, C, D, and F, and all those grades in, then you might be taking away from a good moment where you can think about how you can develop your curriculum. So free your mind and free your time, and things will come to you. They had some really good other articles here, and then as you scroll down, you can see some first-person accounts, and then you get to the conclusions. The units developed by Katie and Amber give evidence that they were knowledgeable about the high school art students that they taught. Each lesson built on previously acquired skills, such as one-point perspective, contour, fine figure drawing, and specific media arranging. So what they're saying that there's multiple level curriculum pieces. It's not about just one piece. Katie and Amber's lessons were extensions of their own personal investigations, and there's where we tied in from our other articles. The personal connection of curriculum, the making the person become their own stakeholder, really brings into, and then look at that last sentence right here where they say, John Dewey acknowledges his internal conviction and awareness of the process of journeys. So they even bring up Dewey again. So it's very important to understand the foundations of it. So these are people who went out to the schools, they found some student teachers to observe, they observed them, and then all of a sudden they're like, the best instruction comes from where people work on their lives and have multiple levels and they enjoy the stuff, and all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, that's like John Dewey. So it's amazing how we always come back to the foundations of curriculum development. Hope you enjoyed the article.